Guys, today we're playing a game called A Monster's Inside. And apparently it's a Lovecraftian horror game. So, yeah, excited to check this out. What sort of mist-shaped madness have you made? Look at the wretched thing. Have you no shame? What damaged laughter bellows? What filthy tears it cries? It smiles with that disfigured silver tongue. It smiles. Get out. We know you're here. We speak of you. You, one with the silver tongue. Corroded skin. Broken horns. Listening to our prophecy. With that weak power of insight. Oh, the music stopped. Okay. Haha. Get out. You have no place here, you wretch. You worthless piece of bile. Seize the one with the silver tongue and dispose of it. So I'm guessing we're the one with the silver tongue. Okay. Us conspicio have no use for the weak and malformed. Conspicio. Okay. You hear us, silver-tongued? In your dying moments, learn this. You are a plague on this planet, a disgrace to our kind. So I guess we're also the same species as this thing. You are nothing. I suppose the conspicio mater was right regarding something. I may be born and am worth nothing, but that's something I want to change. No more will I be looked down upon as a wretch, as a failure. I will thrive in this realm and claim it as my own. And I'll do so with the only thing I have, my words. Therefore the silver tongue, okay? And the power of insight. Yeah, and this reminds me of Bloodborne for some reason. Okay. A monster's insight. Interesting. Let's check out preferences. Enable, disable. Tesla as a timer. Emotion hits. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna keep that for now. Is the music okay? Yeah, the music's fine. Begin to remember. Let's begin. Now you will choose a mode to play in. Adjustments here are not permanent. Changes can be made in the preference menu later on, yes, okay? If you want to access more accessibility features, dyslexic font, self-voicing, press the X on your keyboard. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we don't, I'm voicing this, so we're fine, okay. Select a template mode. Sys mode, default, challenge. Yeah, let's go with default. So this enables insight timer during puzzle sections. So we're timed, okay. And then we don't get any hints. Alright. Default mode. In this mode, you won't be able to see interlocutor states, but you'll get test labels. Yeah, default mode, okay. Excellent, let's begin. Chapter 1, A Call from the Land of the Lost. For a moment, you don't remember where you are, or how you got here. You feel lost, unsure of where you're going, and almost unsure of who you are. You like to think that you're past your weaknesses. Okay? Your defects. Your insecurities. In a daze of confusion, sometimes being lost can make one's soul feel as if it lost itself. Very introspective. Then you see it. A moment of clarity washes over you, and you found yourself in the chasm. Across the endless Moldovan River, a gargantuan beast can be seen engaging in a battle. His opponent appears to be a hooked back Shargoth. The more hooked the back embraces, the stronger they come, as they say. As for the beast, he had no discernible features, other than spewing a toxic pink substance when it roared. Fairly standard large ears, trunk face, lilac claws, and a fur made of plasma. I can guess it's a beast of the burning star. I know this from reading on the substitute monsters from observation using logic. Observation, I guess? In a matter of moments, the winner was decided. With a mission, the Shargoth carries the plasma on the second hooked back, and flies away, leaving the meat of the beast behind. I wonder if it's safe to eat. Do we eat it? Okay. Just as I take my first step into the door, I hear a shriek across the room. Silver Tongue, you have kept me waiting long enough. Kichi, the parasite. Greetings, Kichi. Oh, it's actually showing who's speaking now. Okay. I've been waiting for hours. How was your day? Don't use your semantics on me. Oh, thank you, Kichi. My day has been spectacular. I had to withstand walking to and fro, watching cat fights and pick up after the leftovers. Because that's going to be our only source of nourishment. ... I could help. If you let me out. Guess he's knocking on the glass. Not a chance. This is Kichi, a parasite that once attached itself to me. Since I have insight, it was fairly easy to find it and dispose of it from my mind, so it leeches onto the mind. Okay. But then Kichi started panicking and begged for his life. I promise it won't reattach to me unless I find it food and let it live here. I said I would agree to those terms. It believed me because I seemed to be charming and agreeable, trustworthy and true to my word, powerful and could be of use to them. I mean, we are the Silver Tongue, so I'm gonna go with charming and agreeable. What is that? Unsure. Looks like a beast of the burning star. But it would ingest this pink liquid. Perhaps they're evolving as a species. Perhaps. I grab my tools and start hammering on the flesh. Hammering on the flesh, okay? With no physical strength, I couldn't carry all of the meat back to home. Most of these meat sections were covered in plated armor, since the Shargoth skinned the plasma fur off the beast. Speaking of evolving, let's talk about your siphon career. Huh. I have a good source of clients if that's what you're asking. But are you content with where you are? I already have plans to go bigger. What do you mean? My sights are set on the first milestone, a great terror. What? Don't think I'm capable? I let out a soft laugh and stick out my silver tongue. Well, today, I wasn't just getting us food. I found a key word before I found the delectable beast we're going to eat. I was chasm. It was the chasm. Don't tell me. This is you're gonna siphon off of Fernway? Who other than the one of the lost? Smiling, I start sizzling the meat on the hearth whilst beating it with my hammer. Interesting. The odor smells delicious, like rusted wood and bone. I hear a light spark sound, meaning the fire has melted the last chink in the armor. Okay, so I guess they're burning off their armor. That's why they're always hammering, so they can get the meat inside. After letting all the oozing metal collapse and clear off any remaining silicone left on the meat, I pull back the hammer and start weaving the meat and carving out the trunks. And now, did I miss something? Okay, no. Wait, I did. Wait, no. Fine, okay. And now the dish was finally ready. Then I squished Peachy's jar and let the meat and its juices flow inside for it to consume. Kinda looks like a turkey. It nibbles on some pieces before turning to face me. Alright, if you're going to do this, then you might as well get some help. It's always better to do some prep before you meet with any interlocutors. So I guess the Fernway person, one of the lost, is an interlocutor. Do you want to do a little bit of a refresher? Yeah, it's our first time playing, so yeah, hit me with it. Alright, let's begin. The goal of the dialogue you have with each interlocutor is simple. You want to convince the interlocutor into choosing you as their siphon. Whatever that means. Okay, even he doesn't know. Okay. Oh, I do know. A siphon is a being that needs to feed off the mental energy of others to survive. So, are we also a parasite? Because isn't that what this Kichi parasite has been doing? Okay. So it's not just about surviving for me. Okay, so we're more than a parasite. It's about thriving in this plane. Okay, so we're trying to prove ourselves to someone. The person in the intro, I guess. The more mental power I accumulate, the greater my power of insight will become. Okay, that makes sense. And the longer I will live. Huh, okay. Greater terrors, like Fernway of the Lost. Okay, so there's a hierarchy to this. Will grant me greater mental power. Why do you need your power of insight anyways? Funny you should ask, Kichi. Power of insight is what allows me to get a glimpse of the mind of others. So you can see what's in their minds? And I thought this was going to be difficult. Seeing their minds isn't so simple as knowing their current thoughts, Kichi. It's like jumping into a pool of all their ideas, memories, experiences, and feelings. It's easy to get lost in their head if you don't know where to go or what to look for. The power of insight acts as the access point, and, if strong enough, can be my guide when inside the mind. Let's start with you as an example, Wait, what? I did not ask for this, Silver Tongue. I laugh. Too late. Ooh. Use the arrow key. Okay. Oh. Where do I go? Do I go here? See you interact. Okay. Tutorial. Right now you're using your insight to be in Kichi's mind. In here you need to solve the puzzles written in text, and then using a solution, type it into an input to escape. Goes this. Okay. What's in hackneyed? Volayer and key. Whatever it is, it's the answer to an input. Normally there'd be a timer, but this can be adjusted from perfect. Okay. If you can't figure it out, use the backspace to escape and to continue. Okay. Here's an input you need to do to win. To undo, use the delete key on your keyboard. Start typing in the answer. To close this message, press the down arrow key. So are we supposed to solve this? What's in Hackney, Collier, and Keyed? Whatever it is the answer to input. Okay. Input? That's the wrong answer. Oh, okay, I guess in like the actual word, okay. The correct input was I. Did you just enter my mind now? Let me guess. Your head is a bit light and dizzy. You feel as if you blanked out for a second. Correct. Wait, so that means you intend to use the power of insight during the dialogue? When else is a better time? You didn't need to do this for your clients in the past. Well, my clients are easy to convince. Now we're going up a proper worship terror. All tricks and tactics should be laid on the table. Yes, I suppose so. Kichi fidgets and moves around in his jar. But your power of insight alone isn't enough to convince someone. Yeah, I have to be good at puzzles apparently. Don't say. I thought I could just go up to someone and say, "Greetings, fellow associate. Could you be my source of power from which I will leech on indefinitely?" But no. You need to spin it in a way that can be mutually beneficial. That is true, I suppose. But no. What you need are the 3 P's to assist you. 3 P's? There are 3 things you put into a conversation. Or as I like to call them, 3 P's. Presence, impression, and perception. Each one is valuable in its own way and can be a key to your success in reading the dialogue. It's also known as winning their favor. Your presence is how you control your demeanor in the conversation. Okay? It's your ability to manipulate how you come across or present yourself. There are 3 traits that presence encompasses. Charisma, okay. How agreeable, charming, or likable you are. Reputable. How trustworthy, honest, and respectable you are. Supreme. How powerful and strong you are. This controls if you're the dominant speaker, or the one who leads the conversation. Note the words appear to be and how things are. How things are in air quotes. Okay. Because frankly speaking, you are neither likable, trustworthy, nor powerful. Well, okay. Rude. I grabbed Kichi's jaw and tightened my grip. I'm sorry? Did you say something? Ha 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 ha. Not at all. I laid down the jar. Oh. What I meant to say was this. It doesn't matter who you are. It's who you pretend to be. It's the ability to hide your true nature and present yourself as someone more convincing. Next on the list is presence. It's your ability to recall facts and use your reasoning. There are 2 traits that compose your presence. Am I pronouncing that right? I have no idea. Knowledge. It's how much you know things or how cultured you are. If you go scouting or digging up some dirt on the internet computer, you gain more knowledge. Okay, I think that's something we definitely want then. 2. Intellect. Your ability to make sound judgments and use logic. These can be used if you are to dig up some old dirt on them? Okay. Well, you can't introduce us straight away. Hey, I'm here to blackmail you. Isn't all that convincing? Why not? When they feel threatened, they can beat you to a pulp. With your malformed body and lack of strength, it will be too easy. As much as I detest that idea, Kichi is right. I'm not one to use my brute force as a weapon. That's why I take it to a playing field where I stand a better chance. One involving less punches and more words. Finally, there's the perception, which has one single trait. Perception, okay? You mean perception. That's it. Perception has the trait of perception. Wow. This is a ridiculous naming system. That's how I'm going to fit in the 3Ps. Anyways, your perception is a crucial ability. This determines whether you can pick up on important words or body languages. So I guess, did we pick up chasm because of our perception? Important words translate into pointers, and body language translates into cues. You don't say. Indulge me for a second. First I will explain pointers. For the sake of argument, let it be that I said the following sentence. After walking past a shop, I arrived at home. Fairly innocuous statement, right? Let's say you had greater perception. Maybe you gave it to notice a word. After walking past the shop, I arrived at home. Click on the word that's bolded, the shop, and the word the shop is the pointer. Okay, oh, okay. Click on it. What shop did you walk past? The ordinary store of supplies and syringes. What you just clicked on was a pointer. Essentially, you interrupted me to question me about the pointer word. So kind of like in A's attorney, you can like present your evidence or like press to like question me. Okay. In this case, it was the shop. So you asked me what shop I was walking past. You may return to the original text, aka what Kichi would have said if you didn't interrupt. So yeah, exactly like Ace Attorney where you have to like press for information when something seems suspicious. But in this time it's like actually bolded for you, which is nice. But sometimes an interruption can lead to a separate train of thought. Sometimes there may be multiple pointers in a sentence, and you may be forced to pick one. Okay, that's interesting. So you may have to decide what should be questioned or not. After walking past the shop, I arrived at home. Well, I guess home is more interesting than arrived. And where is home for you? Near the Maldivian River, across the banks of Bahu. Okay. Sometimes the better option may be to let the interlocutor keep talking. If you keep pressing them about words or keep interrupting them, they may get annoyed. I mean, yeah. This will close them up, and they'll reveal less information to you. Okay, so far it's really interesting about the dialogue. You can see the state of the interlocutor by enabling interlocutor state in the menu. This state will show a bar that's half full, half empty. If the bar goes empty, or if the interlocutor is closed, it's game over. You've pestered them too much and they'll stop the dialogue. You can unlock keywords by opening up the interlocutor. This is done using your presence traits. Okay, so like the first one, okay. So that's pointers done. Next are cues. Cues are hints of body language. Words alone don't tell the whole story. Mannerisms of a person can change everything. Let it be that I said, I saw Urara yesterday. See the eye mark next to Kichi? Hover over it in the text word here. Kichi bears extended cloth, reserved body language. You see that the body language Kichi is giving is one that is reserved, meaning that it is trying to hide something. It could be that Kichi is flat out lying, or Kichi is hiding some information regarding the counter. Let's say I use a different body language instead. I saw Urara yesterday. Kichi's skin is shining, repressed anger. Okay. Hover over the new eye mark again, a different text will appear. Okay. Now, Kichi's body language is repressed anger. You can deduce that there's a strained tension in the relationship between Kichi and Ruelda. Clearly, Kichi did not want to see them that day. I think you get the rough idea on how cues work. So to summarize, there's presence, prescience, I'm gonna go with prescience, and perception. Presence has the charisma, reputable, and supreme traits. Prescience has the knowledge and intellect traits, and perception has the perception trait. Perception can be used to notice pointers, important words, and cues. So far, perception looks like it's the most important one. For every single interlocutor, I know there are multiple strategies to pursue. They use a unique combination of Kichi's 3 Ps. Sometimes you can make yourself appear as a sycophant to lower your guard. Negative, supreme, positive charisma. So, I mean, yeah, sycophant is not powerful at all, but I guess it's positive charisma. Okay. Perhaps you can find some blackmail and brighten that there will be knowledge and intellect. Okay. Positive knowledge, yeah. Occasionally, I'll refute their ideas and convince them why they need me as their siphon. Positive intellect, okay, and positive reputable. Okay, so a combination of presence and prescience. But most of the time, I just go with what feels right and adjust myself to the situation. So are we clear? I mean, yeah, we can try it out. Okay. Excellent. So, when are you meeting for a way? When I hear their call. Do they have some telecommunication network? If only, but no. Their home is a chasm, and usually nobody can get in. But since I've been there before, I think I can go there again. I tried getting in the chasm this moonrise and it worked. Although I'll have to be careful not to lose myself in it. Should be easy enough. I'm used to navigating people's minds anyways. I wonder what Fernway's mind looks like. You grab out your journal and some papers you have lying around. Your journal keeps track of all the keywords you have. Is that this? And your papers have your stats written on them. During the dialogues, you gain temporary presence status that indicates how you present yourself in conversation. Once the conversation is over, all your stats earned during the conversation will be reset to normal. After all, presence indicates how your interlocutor perceives you. Once you're done seeing them, these stats play no role. So I guess they don't carry over. Okay. However, you can boost your normal presence stats before the conversation. Oh, okay. Which is what you're going to do right now. I have 3 points to spend across my presence, prescience, and perception. Okay. Do you want to discuss strategy? Yeah, tips are always nice. Every stat is important in their way and has a use. But it depends on the interlocutor. In the strategy you choose, if you're unsure of what to do, it's best to equally distribute the stats. Okay. Usually you want to pair up 2 or 3 traits together. And there's usually 2 presence stats and 1 prescience stat. But this can vary. Perception is really useful for getting important keywords, yeah. But if your other stats aren't good, then perception is useless. Good point. In terms of focus, you could do 2 presence and 1 perception. Okay. 2 prescience and 1 perception. Or ignore perception and do a bit of presence and prescience. Investing all of your points in one single stat is a mistake. Okay, got it. Any strategies involving blackmail or uncovering dirty secrets will usually need supreme knowledge. And occasionally, intellect and negative reputable. Keep in mind, once you ask about a keyword, you go inside your mind. Then you're locked down that strategy or route. With this in mind, distribute your 3 points. Ooh, okay. Wow, This is... Click on the plus sign to add 1 to a stat. Click on the word of the stat to reset that stat to 0. The stat points will be transferred to your overall points, which can be spent elsewhere. Huh. Okay, so... I mean, I like this for sure. Oh, we already have one on the intellect. Okay. So, let's do one for knowledge. That's plus. Okay. And let's see what our presence. We have charisma, reputable, supreme. But yeah, let's just do one in each. Let's go with, I guess, supreme. And then perception. Oh wait, yeah, we have 0, so let's put one in here as well. And I think that should be fine. You read the papers. There are headlines of Jackrabbit and the missing minds of Nuisancescape. Good. Now you have a choice to make. Either you can go digging for some information regarding Fernway, or you can gain more points to boost your stats. On this evening, we decide to... I mean, we did level up, like, Hessian, so I guess we could scout for information. As prep for the dialogue, I usually search for information regarding the interlocutor, who in this case will be Fernway. It's always better to stay one step ahead of your opponent, and that means knowing more about them than they know about you. There isn't much time until the dialogue starts, so I should choose carefully where I go to get my information. There's Globin near Moldovan River who's obsessed with studying great terrors. There is a Gnark that runs a bar. I'm guessing he hears a bunch of things from different folks. Let's meet this Globin person. Better to trust the experts with this one. A trek later, I'm at the Moldovan River. Normally it's a dangerous place where predators tear apart the prey. Yep, as we've seen. But because of the time, there's not much of a need to be cautious. I think. I meet up with Globin. We've done an exchange like this before, but not enough times where she's supposed to expect me. Under the guise of wanting to study great terrors, she reveals to me a few things of Fernway. New keyword lost. I learned that the chasm is for those who have lost their way. The chasm itself is home to something. Carbon, Globin, hemoglobin, doesn't know. That reduces you to nothing. Okay. Once your soul has been extracted by the chasm. Keyword soul. Okay. Fernway uses this to nurture this chasm and let it grow. So it kind of feeds on souls to grow. Okay. Any remaining debris looks like fractured glass-like shapes floating astray. Good talk. Your preparation time for the dialogue is up. Now, the Silver Tongue will attempt to win the favor of the interlocutor. Fernway of the Lost. Alright, let's see. Almost instantaneously, I feel my body collapse into the floor. Oh, we're being called. Okay. And soon after, I was dragged to the center of the core of this plane. In that moment, I wasn't falling down, but instead, I was flying down. As the seconds passed, my home seemed more of a memory, and then a stranger. Everything was spinning, in motion, yet I felt strangely unfazed. I knew what to expect from great cosmic terrors. The fall felt never-ending. The impact was going to be severe, but I never really hit the ground. A few minutes passed as you tried to recuperate from the fall. It takes me a few seconds before I could fully comprehend what had just happened. The humidity is almost suffocating. And if you look long enough, the glass shards in the walls look back at you. Huh. Yeah, I can see the humidity with like the fog. Okay. Oh yeah, so like, now you can see the ice in the background too. The air, frigid and moist, should give a clear sensation. Yet my body feels weak and light, almost as if I don't exist. Ooh, I see far away form itself around me. So is it like a gaseous, yeah, I don't know. It wasn't like a figure coming closer from the distance. It's more as if they were already here, waiting for me, and chose to reveal themselves now. The figure staggers above mine, with their ethereal form and lifeless eyebrows make them seem less threatening. Greetings, silver-tongued. I was told that you have come into my chasm. My greetings. Ode, eyes closed. Okay. At this phase of the dialogue, this is where you make your first impression, and where you dictate the tone of the conversation. Who told you I was coming? Are you friendly? I mean, that's kind of dumb. So you say this chasm is yours? How did you know I was a silver-tongued? I mean, I guess they're like they would know things. But, yeah, that's kind of questionable. So you say this chasm is yours? Well, it is not mine as much as it is the souls that live here. So I guess the souls would have told him that I was coming as well. Okay. There are souls that live here? Why? There once were souls that could call this home. But they disappeared within an instant. I doubt that they're even here at all. Its mouth gazed open into a smile. Wow, that's a very creepy mouth. Both sinister and inviting. Something is definitely odd. Anyways, I wanted to ask what brought you here. Do you know what a siphon is? Probably does. I was hoping you could tell me that, but that's kind of too passive. I thought that I could ask the questions first. That's assertive. Well, does that even matter? Yeah, let's be assertive. I'm sorry? Do you know who I am? Do you know who you even are? They pause. I'd rather hear it from you yourself rather than me making assumptions. Okay, that's fair. This needless back and forth is superfluous, at best. And time wasting at worst. And there's just sneaking up question there. Is this good? You shouldn't make a statement like that. Ooh, is it getting mad? Why are you saying something like that? I wouldn't make you say something like that. Since when did they made me? Fernway is delusional about something, but I can't figure out what. So does it believe that it's controlling everything around them, like a puppet master of some sort? Strategy update. Okay. Based on their general ambivalence and disinterest in me, it doesn't look like charisma is going to help a lot. Okay, so charisma is out. You know, I've been thinking of a lot of things. Yes, I've been thinking a lot. About what there is and what there isn't. Define what there is and what there isn't. Oh, how you really know? I can't understand you. Yeah, let's keep talking. And at first I started to doubt how we can justify anything. Based on our understanding, everything seems so feeble, and it can all collapse in an instant. You ask to justify something, and it keeps on going on, leading to a never-ending chain of reasoning. Okay, so I'm glad we didn't ask them to define it. Until you admit defeat. But then there's also one other thing. Perhaps they felt they said too much? Interesting. Test. Knowledge. Success. Okay, so our knowledge check passed. Okay. If I remember correctly from our talk with Gobin, I think, this feels similar to a gripping skepticism. Pure skeptic. Yes, the classic skeptic. It seems so obvious now, because we're talking about philosophy now, okay? But this is all irrelevant talk. I don't think it's appropriate for me to discuss these things with you. What I need is an answer relating to why you're here. Well, I told you that, not how you got here, but what you want to speak with me about. As in, why are you here? I'm sorry? Only those who have fallen astray land in a chasm. I know that you tried to enter against the wishes of this place. Okay. I mean, we said that we've been here before. Which seems incredibly bizarre because I haven't seen such an entry in a while. You're either here because you deserve to be, or you have reached an access point which should be illegal. I need to think fast and know what you're talking about. You will come to the chasm if you're lost. Okay, so that's what he means by deserved. So that means I was probably called here because I was lost too. I've lost my sense of purpose, I've lost touch of reality itself, I've lost any reason to care. I mean, we're here to siphon our energy from him, so what does he want to hear? Let's see. Let's go with I've lost my sense of purpose. At first I thought I knew what I was meant to do, but now I don't know who I am. Ah, so you're lost too. Perception passes, okay. Just like the rest of us. I mean, we kinda already know, but let's... How do I see? Okay, so this is how we see our stats. Okay. -1 reputable, 2 supreme. I am corrupt, I am knowledgeable, and I am an intellectual. What does this say? This is where I've been journaling and storing up the keywords I found. There are labels above to filter through the different types of keywords. Where do we see our health again? I don't know. Okay. So you're lost too, just like the rest of us. Should we watch for time? Yeah, let's go for it. Who is the rest of us? Why, the other souls, of course. I mean, they are assumed. I called them to the sacred place so they could be forgotten. But why would anyone want to be forgotten? It's not that they don't want to be forgotten. Simply put, they don't want anything. Do you? In fact, I think this could be quite a good sign. No one has lasted as long as you. I thought you would be gone by now. How quaint. They make several soft giggling noises. It's a bit eerie and unsettling. But in your last, final moments, I will tell you this. That everything you say will be irrelevant. You will disassemble and lose yourself to a chasm like everyone else. No matter how hard you try, little silver-tongued, you will be in the place where you're meant to be. I was told that I was meant to die far too many times to take this talk seriously. Even though this discussion has me at the center, I need to refocus back to Fernway. I can either let myself continue to be the center and through this, reveal what Fernway has to offer, or I can completely shift the focus of the conversation away from me. Where is that? Fernway begins to turn inward. Within the chasm, forever. Who decided that? What if that didn't happen? Is this where everyone is meant to go? And why do you believe that? Yeah, let's turn the conversation back to him. It doesn't matter what I believe. It is only the way things are. Your idea on the way things are is not infallible. Good, changes perception of the world, I guess. If you were a figment of my imagination, I couldn't possibly understand why you contradict me. Oh, so he doesn't think that we're real? Because we've lasted so long? Okay. I'm sorry? What? Something that cannot exist? A figment of their imagination? Something in their mind? Are you kidding me? How on earth am I supposed to win Fernway's favor if they think I'm fake? That I don't exist? Strategy update. You can try to convince Fernway that you exist, but you'll need a strong case and you need them to trust you. Ooh, okay, now we're not doing great on trust. Oh, it actually went up a bit. We're not negative. Okay. Or you can break down their walls. Find a weakness. But you'll need a strong conviction. So, how come I'm talking to you? Why, it's simple. There's either two possibilities. One, my monad is being supplied with nutrients inside a machine meant to stimulate reality. Like the Matrix, okay. Which includes you to be a part of the reality. But I'm nothing more than just a bunch of nuts and bolts meant to resemble a person. Fernway nods her head. Or two, there is some malevolent demon who attempts to deceive me in believing in a non-existent world. So there are monsters and demons? Okay. He conjures up locations, people and such with his incomprehensible powers, solely for deceit. Wow, talk about being self-centered. Or being a solipsist. Must take an awful lot of brain power to be this self-deluded. So I'm either working for a devil, or I'm an artificial simulation. I wish I could say, oh, I didn't mean to insult you. Of course I don't think that, but I honestly don't care. Interesting. Guess I had to find some way to convince him to care about the cipher. Or maybe I could use this to my advantage. I mean, yeah, if he doesn't care, then we could just do whatever we want. But first, if this is the place I'm meant to be in, then I should get to know it. Fernway, could I ask you as to how the chasm works? It isn't complicated. You already know that lost souls come to this place. Often when they doubt your reality, doubt their purpose, or doubt even existing. I mean, okay, yeah, so Fernway is lost because he doesn't really believe in like the reality that we're in, I guess. That's when I take over. The chasm does the work itself of converting the lost souls into energy. Yeah, let's ask him. What exactly allows for this process of conversion? How do the lost souls here turn to nothing? Or to broken glass shards? Fernway's eyes grow darker and their legs start spinning. They have legs? Ooh. It's all because of the great mist. Okay. The chasm is home to the mist that corrodes every being who enters. It's funny because you should be shattering, dissolving, fading. At least you're not as lost as I thought you were. Okay, so that's because, so we're immune to the mist because we're not lost, exactly. Haha. This feels uncomfortable. Once the mist has done its job, I feed onto the energy left to sustain myself. So it isn't in Fernway's control of who gets to disappear and when. It's up to the system of the chasm. Interesting. And at last the chasm will continue to thrive off of the nutrients of lost souls. So, if nobody were lost, would the chasm cease to exist? Foolish bio. Nobody is free from me or free from the chasm. Everyone will come here, because there isn't a single being that's sure of himself. Well, I like to think I'm holding myself pretty well together. You'd be surprised as to how weak and infallible you are when staring into the gaping maw. And the maw is the opening pores where the chasm breathes and consumes. This place is starting to sound more like an actual person versus a static location. But if you aren't here, then what will happen? People will still come to the chasm. Okay, so he didn't create the chasm, he just lives here, like feeding off the energy. Okay. They will just have to find the way themselves. Almost everyone goes through me first before I see them here. He's like a gatekeeper slash like parasite, I guess. Is that for you? I didn't anticipate that you would be here, which is quite strange, but you'll be taken care of in a much more interesting way. I don't like the sound of that. Because if you aren't lost and somehow got in, that means that the chasm called you, not me. And why, the lower you go down the chasm and closer into the earth, the more lost you are. There are different layers to this place. Huh. First is for those with simple doubts. They may not even disappear and simply wander back. Huh, okay. The second are those who fully experience that they can't know anything. I would question you, but I'm gonna hear you out first. Or should we question him? Yeah, let's continue. And the third are those who undergo a classic existential nihilism. So it's kind of like the layers of hell, like in Dante's like Inferno, but in terms of like lostness. The fourth are for those who are truly invisible, no purpose, direction. The fifth are for those who think that reality itself is a complete farce. And the sixth are for those who doubt that they even exist themselves. Incredible, no? That sure is something. You seem to be an inquisitive creature. That seems to amuse them. The questioning will now begin. Oh, okay, sure, okay. Use the keywords that you have so far to ask for a way about them. To do this, simply type in the keyword that you want to ask about. Or perhaps you can ask about non-keywords too. You won't, because once you've asked a question about a keyword, that's it. You cannot go back to it. Do you have anything else left to ask? Keywords. Okay, skeptic. There we go. I feel like that's important. You seem to be a clear-cut skeptic to me. I don't go by insignificant labels. But your general inability to accept me being here is fascinating. What I think is that we'll take your beliefs and align them with the axioms of skepticism. Then we can see the differences and break it down. Why would you want to do such a moronic task? I'm competent enough that I can do it, and I want to do it. You're going to tear down everything I say. You're to mock me and relax for a way you can trust me. Okay, so I guess we're getting our reputation up, I guess. No harm will be done to you. Fernway keeps denying my own existence, which is aggravating to say the least. But I can't convince them that I need to be there at Siphon if I'm not anything. On what grounds do you think I don't exist? You're here in a chasm, so even if you're real now, you're going to disappear soon. I may see your point here, but I hardly think I'm going to be gone since it's been a while. I know that you know that I'm not going anywhere, and I know you can't do a thing to me unless the chasm says so. So the only option we have left here is one where I'm a figment of your imagination, which is why I'm not going away. I suppose, yes. If they're just a skeptic in disguise, I merely have to refuse skeptic talking points. This should be enlightening. Would you say that me not existing is a byproduct of your metaphysical beliefs? What do you mean? You not believing in me is not anything against me in particular. It's just because you don't believe in reality itself. Making them trust me means I have to trust in this silence. Fernway's misty form begins to shift. One of their tendril-like legs pulls up a mask. Okay, so they do have legs, it's just tendril-like, okay. They stare at it for a couple of moments. You wonder how such a great terror could be seen so weak like this. How they could not be shameful or be ashamed of their vulnerability. I certainly wouldn't be able to do that. How could you? How could I what? How can you truly, sincerely believe in anything? What if this is all an illusion? How can you be certain of anything? Knowledge is fallible. Bonds of lovers will break, and time will melt away. The only certainty lies in the uncertain. They form a hideous smile, and in the chasm. Well, you see, I think you would have a point. Under the models of standard analysis for knowledge, there's no way to escape this paradox. You could never truly justify anything. I mean, yeah, if you only believe in the chasm, how do you know that for sure? Some foundationalists like to claim there are basic beliefs that the whole world boils down to, like axioms of knowledge. Other coherence theorists like to say knowledge is an interconnection between beliefs, and how beliefs are only credible upon the supposition of others. Okay, so like, deductive reasoning, I guess, which is how knowledge works, but we don't know the credibility of others, or whether or not they're real. It doesn't matter if one of them is false. If they can all support each other in false ways, it works. I see your point, but okay, let's just continue. So that's out of the question too. If it isn't something that is intrinsic to the universe, nor is it based on a web of beliefs, then you make no sense. Intellect failed. Yeah, I'm kinda, I don't know. I mean, well, hang on a moment, I got this. Well, first off, if you reframe what you think knowledge is, then not believing in anything becomes pointless. If we looked at knowledge under a contextualist model, or a default and challenge model, then things start to make sense, because knowledge isn't infallible. But that's the whole point. Knowledge should be made, countered, and remade again. It doesn't possess any divine qualities. Its inherent usefulness is in relation to us. So it doesn't matter if the malevolent demon tricks you, or if the whole world is a simulation, because you can still work within the system. I turn to them. Your claim presupposes foundationalism, which we know to be false. And your conception experience incorporates the myth of the given. This myth is the assimilation of sapience to sentience, of thought to mere sensation. Or in other words, knowledge of what we perceive can be independent of the conceptual processes which result in perception. Yeah, okay. It is because of this myth you're able to live in your delusions of a non-existent world. What I'm saying, for a way, is that with this in mind, there should be no reason to doubt my existence. What matters is that you can hear and see me in this moment. Okay, so it's saying that because you perceive me, I exist. Essentially. Okay, yeah. Right? You are saying things I've never heard of. So you couldn't be made from some part of my imagination. Okay, I mean, yeah, if you're saying things that that you don't even know about, then that's not part of you. You must be here in the present. And your reasoning couldn't come from my consciousness. Oh, but we felt reputable. Fuck, okay. I mean, yeah, because it's 0. You know what? I don't believe you. Sorry, what did you just say? You're an extension of Carte's demon here to ruin my life. Oh, okay. So like Descartes, right? What? That's not what I'm... Listen here, you think you can convince me to be complacent with my life? I don't think so. You have disturbed this place for long enough. I want to hear no more words out of you. But I thought I didn't exist, remember? Shut up! Ooh, it's fucking mad now. I don't care about what you are. I just want you dead. Witness my wrath, puny insect. Oh fuck, okay, oh god. I have to get out of here now. Oh, I guess we failed. Come back here. Get back here. I could still hear their voice echoing and reverberating across the chasm. A voice so dense and filled with ire that I could feel the air push itself around me. Okay, we failed. Unfortunately, you failed to win Fernway's favor and have lost the first dialogue. But sometimes you have to live with these failures and push on forward. The story will still progress with this outcome. Now that the conversation is over, all your stats during the conversation will be reset to normal. After all, presence indicates how your interlocutor perceives you. Once you're done seeing them, these stats play no role. All stats gained during the conversation with Fairway will be reset. Don't worry, all points you assigned beforehand will stay. Here, we can save your progress by overriding the save in the first file slot. Yes, I would like to save. Chapter 2, There's a Heart That Beats as One. And I think that's a good place to start for the first episode. And I will see you next time.